Alright, hey, hi, hello. How's it going, guys? My name is ZetaRayZod, and welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, before I begin, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on so you stay up to date on all my latest videos. So, last we left off, we kind of went around the area with Iris. We went to the crime scene, we went to prison to see Gina, and we went to the hospital to see Sholmes. We couldn't see him, unfortunately. And finally, we went to see Susato-san at the Lord Chief Justice's office, and turns out it's because she's actually going back to Japan. The reason why is because her dad's very sick, so not much we can do there. I'm not sure how it's gonna happen. I feel maybe Iris will be our assistant when it comes to the trial. But yeah, so we are actually back to see Gina, so we can try and convince her to allow us to defend her, and Susato-san wants to say goodbye. So let's keep going. Hello again, Gina. Seriously, why doesn't someone just take the gun away from her? That's just dangerous. Plaster you in the face with a smoke gun. What are you lot here for now? Let's have to muzzle that grenade launcher shoved in our faces yet again, obviously. I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition to that thing, don't I? Yeah, maybe like a revolver. Look, you can come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you. Gonna tell her, Susato-san? Yeah, tell her. Tell her you're leaving.
Gina, I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say.
What?
I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell.
Huh? Farewell?
Tomorrow, I must begin my journey back home, to Japan. I fear we may never meet again.
Oh, right.
I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable. Susie.
Well, I ain't my business.
Both Iris and Mr. Naruhodo believe you to be innocent, Gina. They put their faith in you. But somehow, you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them.
Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it?
It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they're so clearly unhappy. Because of you.
Oh, what? That's my fault.
Yeah, so I have one final request, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Right here and now, I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you.
Eh?
Only by doing that will I truly be as alone as you claim to be.
Wow, deep. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I feel like we're gonna see Susato-san. This isn't the last time we'll see Susato-san because I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but it's more like when I was looking at the DLCs in like the main menu, there was like a costume arrangement for her in like I think the second act. So I'm assuming she's gonna be around for the sequel of the game. So what are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh?
You've told us that everyone lies. So prove it by admitting one of your own untruths.
Are you going to lie?
What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies. You must tell Mr. Naruhodo and Iris the truth now. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as your judicial assistant.
No, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial? Oh, this bastard. The one in which Magnus McGilded was acquitted? I don't know why I gave him that laugh, but he kind of looks like he's doing that, right? The case of that mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus. You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah, you're right. Because on that trial, she wasn't there, was she? I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe. Oh boy. Will you tell us about it now? Tell us. Tell us the truth. Well, I mean, now that everything is clear, oh sorry, gotta drink some water. Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. Hold on. Ugh, gotta get that throat dry. The voices I'm about to do. Like he said, it all happened 2 months ago. The coppers got hold of me and shoved me in the witness stand. And based on your testimony, Mr. McGildet was declared innocent. Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of stuff.
I knew it. I knew it. What sort of thing did you lie about?
You weren't in the bus, were you? I was hiding under a seat that night. That was the truth. Okay. I was pitch black in that little cubby hole. I couldn't see a thing. And then... thud, thud. I heard that loud thud, like someone falling on the floor. And that's when Mr. McGildet... oh, sorry. And that's when Mr. McGildet discovered you? Yeah. Okay. From what I remember, it kind of seems like what... oh, he pulled me out from under a seat and sat me next to the dead man. There's no stab wound. There wasn't much light to see by, but when I looked at my hands, I had the cove's blood all over him. Okay. I was so scared. I couldn't even speak. You had his blood on your hands? In other words, it was Gina that the witnesses on the roof deck saw through the skylight. There's no stab wound though. What the hell's going on?
Then Mr. McGillet started asking you questions, I suppose. Who you were, why you were hiding under the seat.
Yeah, he did. Only... that's not all. What do you mean? I mean, he threatened me. Threatened you how? He made me swear about what I seen and what I heard. And about what he was going to do after the cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If I did that, he said he'd let me scamper before the coppers showed up. Coppers showed up. Damn, coppers. Coppers? 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 I don't know. Gina, you must tell me what he swore you to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. So he did stab the guy. Again, it seems pretty weird considering that he's such a rich guy. He could have just hired someone to do it. You said McGildet made you swear not to tell anybody about what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you?
Yeah, with Mr. McGildet sitting above your head, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thuds of the coal fist on the floor. Let out a little scream, see, couldn't help it. McGildet heard that and dragged me out by my arm, and that's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer what had been stabbed. A disc all bright and shiny.
A disc?
Do you mean... yeah, that's right, that's it. The one what the deed took off me at the window banks. So the music box disc was there on the floor of the omnibus. Interesting, I didn't know that was connected in that way. Not for long, but McGildet spotted it straight away. Picked it up, smashed and stuffed it inside his pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago. At the scene of Mr. Mason's murder. Hold on. So is it McGildet's or is it Mr. Mason's? And the book trotter told me. I wouldn't to mutter words of it to no one. Okay. Interesting. So maybe Mr. Mason had like evidence that McGildet was a thief and that's why he stabbed him. Maybe? Not because he owed him money. Because it was so dark under the seat of the cab. I was straining to meet my ears the whole time. After a while I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin. Presumably that was McGildet getting on board. Nah, not only him. Oh, because I could definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people. So he walked in with McGildet. It was always like kind of... wait, actually that was interesting. I don't remember. I do remember this was one of the arguments that like nobody else walked in, so it couldn't have been anybody else that killed Mason. In that case, it would seem likely that it was Mr. McGildet and the victim. Mr. Thrice-fired Mason.
In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGillet claimed he slept during the carriage ride.
But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness. I always succumb to it. I remember he was Irish. Even though his name's McGildet.
And your testimony, Gina, supported his.
All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Alright. Well, he's dead, so yeah, that would exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear him talking the whole time in low voices. What? Wait, what were you talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud.
But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilden and the victim knew each other.
Well, he did borrow money from Magnus. So of course he knew each other. So McGilden was lying. As I suspected. Yeah, that was a messed up thing. that episode was messed up. You should watch it if you don't know what I'm talking about. I knew it wouldn't take long before someone would raise the alarm and the bloke had been killed.
Yeah, you're quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly.
So when the cab came to stop, McGilden told me to hide back under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. The two coves from up top ran off to get the coppers. Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Yeah, Mr. Fairplay is actually juror number 1 in Natsume-san's trial, right? Yep. Natsume-san's trial. Right, and after they'd gone, McGilden asked the driver to do a favor. A favor? Oh, the driver's in on it too. Now then, fella. What I need you to do is take this coat of mine and deposit it with a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. Aye, I'll give you 10 guineas. Ooh, he needed that money. He didn't say anything either. You're my pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? Yep, you got it. It is Windy Banks. The coachie snapped up the money and ran off to pop this coat as fast as he could. So now that there was no one left in the carriage, McGilden opened the box under the seat and let me get out of there. Not without conditions.
I see.
Okay, and what were McGilden's conditions? Probably like defend him in the trial. What were McGilden's conditions then? For letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul, not for anything, about what I saw and what I heard. And there was something else as well. There's more? Yeah. This is the most important thing, he said. This is the most important thing, he said. Oh, wow. Scepter? I'm after sending the coachman on a little errand for me with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did you see anything at all? At all? That's to go pop your weasel, right? Aye. The fiend's taken me overcoat to deposit with a pawnbroker hereabouts. And I want you lass to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand? What? You want me to have the ticket? That's right. And I'll come fetch it from you later. Sometime within the next 2 months. You're to hang on to it until then. Is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it. Alright then. And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you're to go to the pawn shop, Windy Bank, so it is, and you're to extend the loan for the 2 months or so. If you forget, the article will be forfeited and any old fiend could come along and buy it. Eh? But I ain't got that kind of brass. Here's £5. That should be enough. What makes you think she's gonna keep £5 with her? Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now, if you go against me. Yeah, I get it. Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, I've no doubt. The coppers? Aye. They'll come asking you to take the stand in court, to testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What it is that you might say, and what it is yet you won't. God. Well, he's dead now, which is probably why she wanted to cash in that coat, I think. After he'd gone over it all, I piked it, got as far away from there as I could. He had the pawnbroker's ticket and some bushes near the scene. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. So McGilden planned it and coerced Gina into giving false testimony. Oh boy, she's in trouble for that. Actually, I'm not sure if they're gonna bring this up in her current trial. I bet you already string me up, eh? I lied, in that big old courtroom. I told some corkers. Well, he's dead, so. The thing is, he said it would make it so he wouldn't live in the East End no more. Oh, we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with.
What a wicked man.
He knew everything what went on in the back slums. He knew we had no one to look after us. It was all just out looking for each other, getting by together.
So you mean Mr. McGillen would have...
In an heartbeat? In a heartbeat. I'd couldn't have had the lot of us chased out of there if you wanted. And then where could we have gone now? Nowhere, that's where. So, I didn't have no choice. Boy, oh boy. Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. But, I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must believe it. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor. Favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Eh? If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? The scene of the incident last night. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see? You what?
I heard he's having a big operation right now, Ginny.
That's a bad. It's gonna be alright. Sholmes is gonna be alright, right? Right? That's why I want to investigate. For Mr. Sholmes' sake, as much as anything. Right. So what you're saying is, if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that it? Something like that, yeah. Mr. Sato?
Yes, of course. I have the representations papers here.
Sign it. Ah, she's gonna sign it. Of course she will. I don't need no one to stick up for me though. No lawyer or nothing. Gosh, she's playing hard to get.
Poor Ginny. She seems so lonely.
Gina's representation papers have been entered its record record. Okay. Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Winniebanks now.
Yeah. And perhaps we can come back to visit Ginny when we're done there. When we're done there?
Don't you want to see Sholmes? No? I feel like we finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. And now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. Except other defense lawyers. I'm the only one! I'm the only lawyer in town. Anyway, for now it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Winniebanks. Although, something tells me he's not going to be happy about it. It's okay, you got Iris with you. To be continued. Boy, oh boy. I wonder who did. I have a feeling it's Eggert Benedict. That guy's a shady. I mean, he aimed a gun at us. That's shady AF. If that's not shady, I don't know what is. Here we are again at the scene of the crime. Now thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face. Yeah, just like throw it at him. See what he makes of them. Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? You should go home and get some rest.
Here you are, Grexy. Here are the representation papers.
Your ladyship! Oh, how? I don't believe it. How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? I salute you. That is good work, that is.
I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue.
Glug, 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 glug. Lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes, yes. I hardly feel tired at all. Fit as a fiddle, your ladyship. Would it be alright if investigating the scene of the crime now? Do as you please. You know where it happened. Throw it through that door behind that counter. Sure. Yeah, storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Winniebank and Gina. Right, well, I'll be getting back to business then. Will you be investigating the storeroom as well, Inspector? If I'm perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. But there are so many articles to go through. It's taking forever, even with the lads working around the clock. I think you've only been here for like 8 hours or so. Which is a problem, because there's another case the yacht needs to investigate urgently. That must be what most drunk are meant by far more serious matters before. So what I'm saying is, don't get under my feet, sunshine. Try not to.
Come then, let us not waste any time.
Alright, let's examine the place. Oh my gosh, that's like shit on the floor. I investigate thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. This paper on the floor! Come on! That glass is broken. There's the article ledger here. Mr. Winningback's notes and... Huh? What's this? Looks as though someone's left a little photographic print behind. What does that look familiar?
Oh, look in the back. There's some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Susie. Show us.
That looks familiar. Date deposited. 15 February, 10:30 p.m. Hold on. One gentleman's overcoat. Oh, look. I have another one. Oh, look. I didn't even see this part. Look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it.
13 February, 9 p.m. Article deposited 1 small box. Loan amount paid 10 shillings. Redemption deadline 13 April, 9 p.m.
So this photographic print is a redemption ticket.
Ah, for an article that was deposited 2 days prior to the incident at the omnibus scene.
Yeah, a small box. It doesn't tell us much about it, does it?
Perhaps it contained some valuable mementos? I can't help wondering. Presumably Mr. McGill had never redeemed the article in question since he still had the ticket. So isn't it possible that the box is still present somewhere in the shop?
Oh, yeah. If it's something McGill deposited, we need to investigate. There we go. It's pawnbroker's ticket. One small box. This is 13 April. This is also this is 15 April. Oh, February. Interesting. Okay, so that means there should be a box somewhere. Loan amount paid £1. Redemption deadline 15 April. Oops, 10:30 p.m. Gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1. Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think... Yeah, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Gina redeemed yesterday. And is still wearing, which belongs to McGilden. I would never expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph though. It seems Mr. Whittenby just used whatever piece of paper you happen to have to hand. Oh. It's a cute cat though. But this photograph of a cat, it looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact same picture somewhere else recently.
Oh, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Gina gave us earlier.
Ah. Of course. I was kidding that she gave us that book.
Well, let's wait for them, Miss Naruto. Get it out.
Alright. Let the cogs turn. Dig it out! It looks different. No, are they exactly the same? The one on the left looks like the cat's a little bit turned, but then again, that could be perception.
I've got it. These two photographs hide an amazing secret.
Secret? What does she mean?
You must tell us, Iris, at once. Do you really want to know?
Yes, Michi, tell us all you know about this pair of photographs. Damn, lady. You know what? I'm gonna hold off on that. You keep your secrets.
Alright, keep your secrets.
That's a music box.
Do you have them where you come from, Bruno?
Yeah, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan.
Oh, well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen?
Wow.
What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound?
It's a beautiful sound, yeah, but it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks. They're like, bitch!
Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Grex to have a word.
Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. Police is scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Instructions from the yard to examine every article in the shop and every ledger in the book of accounts. Every article, but that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. We've been hard at work ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. We're sifting through it all in shifts at least, but still. We'll be working through the night, that's for sure. And even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface. Crime scene in the pawnbrokers. Must be every policeman's worst nightmare. It's every copper's worst nightmare, you know. Crime in the pawnbrokers. Ah. Let's look at the junk. These shelves are where the pawnbroker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy. Yeah, it's a really strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example? Well, sometimes you can find some real treasure among all the junk, you know. One man's junk is another man's treasure. Are you alright, Bruno? Oh, it's just, well, it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole, but when you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you owned them. Even that horse statue. That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever. Like the cheerleader effect. Hold up. What is this thing? Fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Here we are. Oh, I'm not confident I can get it closed again. Oh yeah, that's a folding stereoscope. Really? This is a stereoscope. Mr. Sholmes showed us a picture yesterday that you're supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. But for that, he used the great big contraption over there. Ah, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that. It contains a carousel of all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing is a much simpler design for use at home. There are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself. I wonder if we could make money out of these in Japan. It would be keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. What? What I'm wondering is that since... Wait, what day is it today? Because if you look at this, 13 April is when it ran out. I'm assuming today is the 15th of April. Right? And if that's the case, that means the box in question on that redemption ticket should actually be on the shelf, because I don't think anybody came to redeem it, right? It's that strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they're right in front of your eyes. Makes you think. When Mr. Sholmes gleefully showed it to us yesterday, we were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. Tell me about it. Look, bullet. Ah, look here.
Oh yeah, bullet hole. I can see the bullet still lodged in the wall.
Presumably, Mr. Winbeck was practicing with his revolver in his spare time.
Ah, well. Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that.
Sorry? Patriotic? What?
It's all there in the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, you know.
What, he shoots the wall?
Isn't that right, Iris? Ah, did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps. Hey, in jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It's quite a dangerous pastime.
He doesn't do it often? He shouldn't even do it once.
Forget that for now, Reno. Let's examine this bullet.
What's that around the bullet hole? Blood, my friend! Is it... No, it's tomato juice. Suspicious red stain on the calendar. Then again... I mean, it's a game, yes, but if that was real blood, it wouldn't stay red. I'm just gonna point that out. I know it's a game. I'm just saying, it wouldn't be red. Okay? So, I don't know, you know, like, in case you guys don't know, once blood dries up, it actually turns brown. So, you know, that's why when you look at shows, if you sometimes notice that the blood stain is like, if they made it a little bit more realistic than usual, it turns brown, that's legit. But if blood stays red, that's not how that works. So, it's still red, so, I don't know. Again, it might just be a game.
There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Bruno?
I'm feeling not as bloody-minded as you, Iris.
I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it, you see? When it comes to blood, we're all different types.
Yeah, what a scientific observation.
So, you need this.
No. What is that scary-looking thing? Backs away like 5 steps. Harley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. You shit!
Watch.
It's like a shotgun. Ooh. Oh, the color of the bloodstain has changed.
There. Does it make sense now?
Yes, I think I'm starting to understand.
Good. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see? Yes, how wonderful. The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color. So you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at in a flash.
That's not legit, but okay.
Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Gina would say it's bleeding great.
So whose blood are we looking at then?
Well, all the chemicals does is turn the blood different colors, so... Just find someone whose blood turns the same color and you'll know who it belongs to. In a flash.
It's more like 2 flashes, really, isn't it?
1 flash or 2, this could well turn out to be a very valuable clue.
Wow.
So we must make a note of it in the court record.
Blood sample has been entered into court records.
Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to the portfolio. As long as I have reagent left, sure.
I mean, for the sake of the game, you know what, that makes sense. But like, honestly, that would be... I'm not saying that the shooting it with gas thing would like, it's not legit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that each person has a specific color for their blood. Like, there's 7 billion people in the world. You're telling me there's 7 billion different types of colors? No way. No freaking way. That's the one part I don't believe. It's like, oh, you know, out of like 4 people in this room, maybe we're all like different colors right now. He's purple. That policeman's purple. This guy's like a good like blue, you know? But no, that doesn't make sense. Green blood. Just seems wrong somehow.
Oh, there are all sorts of different colors. There are pretty pinks and purples too, you know? Like I said, everyone's blood is different.
I wonder what color my blood would turn out.
Actually, I don't want to know.
Let's talk to the copper. Hello, hello? What's going on over here?
This officer's been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here.
Shh, keep it down. Oh, so sorry. There's a major clue just here. He's suddenly giving him an Australian accent. Really?
You must tell Grexy once.
But as soon as I report it, that'll be it. I'll be stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift. Huh. I really have a tough time, the British police.
That doesn't stop us investigating though, does it?
No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it's the calendar he's peering at. Already looked at the calendar? Anything else? I want to look at the camera. Remember Sholmes left a couple of cameras here. I'm hoping he kind of like caught a glimpse of it or something. That ledger that opens to the counter there really is enormous, isn't it? Must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn.
It's too much to think about. Better sell it all and have a clear head if you ask me.
But clearly, Mr. Winnebago was very careful when it came to the articles in his care. Okay. Why can't I look at the paper on the floor? That's like suspicious AF. Damn, I can't look at the camera either.
Behind that door. It's the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Grexy said.
Here we go. Yeah, that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in that door. Damn, should have asked Gina where she got that gun. Mr. Winnebago face down on the floor with Gina beside him.
As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruto. You must make a thorough investigation.
Yeah, of course.
And we will.
Behind that door. That's the real scene of the crime.
Don't worry. If there are clues in there, I'll find them.
Alright. Okay, wait, let's converse with her. I'm sure she'll tell us a pair of photographs. I almost forgot. So, Iris, about these 2 photographic prints. The one we found here on Mr. Winnebago's counter, and the one Gina gave us before. Doesn't it look like she's a little bit looking to the... I don't know, it kind of looks like she's looking a little bit to the right, right? What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these 2 identical prints? Actually, that's not quite right. Sorry? If you look carefully, the 2 prints aren't the same. Ah, I'm right! I'm not crazy! They're not? Have another look at them now. She's looking a different way. Yeah. Oh God, I'm not crazy. Thank Christ.
Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other?
I think so. It's very subtle though.
But what's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Ah, well, that's because they're a set, you see.
No, I don't. So Naruhodo's like the dim one. What?
This pair of photographs is meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them.
Oh, stereoscope. Why do I feel as though I've heard that word before recently? Literally, 2 minutes ago we just talked about it.
Oh, yes, that's what Mr. Sholmes showed us yesterday. You see? There it is, just over there.
Oh yeah, of course. The magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch.
Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of these contraptions.
What? Really?
Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear at any depth in the first place? I know, I have no idea. Oh, wonderful. Then I'll be able to tell you.
She's over the moon, bless her. Should we let her explain though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene.
I, for one, simply have to know.
Oh boy. I guess we got to ask.
Have you ever considered, Bruno, how our eyes see depth in the world around us?
Oh, I just opened them and it works. It's because both of them are looking at different angles, so you know we have perception of depth, which is why if you close one eye, you can see your depth perception is a little bit off. So when you reach for things, it's a bit more difficult to perceive. You know, reach out for something one eye, it's a bit more difficult, a little bit, just a little bit. But the reason it works is because we have two eyes. Two eyes, shocking. Which is why, by the way, we are stereoscopic creatures, humans, I mean. Humans and a lot of predatory mammals. Like, if you think about it, lions, you know, like the feline ones, the bears as well, they're stereoscopic. Stereoscopic means that our vision's like that, right? So we actually have depth perception. But if you notice, I'm going to digress a little bit more. When it comes to prey animals, like deers, for example, or maybe, what else? Penguins, birds, pigeons especially, they have monocular vision. So you've noticed that one eye here, one eye here. They actually don't share the same perception. So when you have monocular vision, you actually have an almost 360 view of everything. You know, like a pigeon. That's why whenever you notice, if like a pigeon's back is towards you, but you walk towards it, it suddenly flies away, it's because it can actually see you. The downside of monocular vision is that even though they can see you, the depth perception is off. So they can probably like see that you're maybe getting bigger, but they can't see that you're getting closer, you know, in that sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, monocular, stereoscopic, blah 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 blah. Try closing just one eye at a time, I think you see straight away. What you see of your left eye, and what you see of your right eye, are ever so slightly different, yeah? You get a different view of each eye, yeah, a little bit. Oh, you did that?
Yes, the position of objects seems to shift slightly. Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges two views into one. That's how we can sense depth in everything we see. Huh. My brain really is amazing, isn't it? It does so much without telling me. Oh, I think I see. So the pair of photographs consist of a left eye view and a right eye view. Sure. Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick.
So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'd be able to see depth in these prints.
Yes, Rudo, you're beginning to understand.
And your stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that?
Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all.
You can? Really? Cross your eyes, bro! Cross them.
Well, let's try it. Let's see if we can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope. Oh, yes, I'm dying to have it go.
Sansan really loves this kind of thing.
You need to be able to cross your eyes. That's the main thing. Can you both do that?
Cross my eyes? I think I can.
Watch me. See if you can copy. Make your eyes to this. Alright, let me try. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sure. What's going on?
There, how's that? Wonderful, now it's your turn, Rudo. The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time.
Not exactly an easy task with two people staring at you cross-eyed.
Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try it looking at the prints. Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. You should see two overlapping images like this. I can't. You try it now, Reno. I'm just gonna give it a try, I suppose.
Give me both the images! Damn it, I can't see it.
Did the print split the two images for you? Now the next step.
There we go. Wow. Try it, you can try it. I'll just leave it here like this. Cross your eyes, you can see it. There's a bit of depth to it.
Is to put the pair of prints side by side like this and then try crossing your eyes again.
Yeah.
The prints should slowly merge together until form a new single image in the center. Oh yes! Mr. Naruhodo, it works! I can see it in the middle now. It looks so real. Oh, I could look at it all day.
I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt. Your turn, Rudo. Yep, here, you can do it if you want. Just like cross your eyes, you can see a little bit of depth perception right there.
Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle.
Like this, is it? There you go. Good for you, Naruhodo.
There, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work. Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. So what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Rudo?
They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly. Just cross your eyes, bro.
No, some people find it easier than others. But that's why contraptions like this exist, for people who find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we?
Yep, there it is. Oh, I thought it's on the floor. It's actually on like a little settee.
If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here. And set the pair of photographs and stand at the back and...
It's still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works now. Depth perception, Rudo.
Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently. But if these little machines are so affordable,
oh, surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them.
But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect of your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case.
Stereoscopic pictures. Never even heard of them until yesterday. Certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. Well... Second one. Okay. We just have to look at the back. Are we done conversing with her? Okay, I think I'll leave this episode here. Well, I mean, we did finally manage to convince Gina to accept us as her representation, and I guess I feel like most of this episode is just finding out how stereoscopes work. But that's okay. It's a good little science explanation, right? So yeah, I'll leave this episode here. In the next episode, we'll probably check out the back room. Maybe I hope they'll give us the option to check the cameras, unless they like try to make us forget about it until later. But I remember the cameras. I remember there were two, and they take pictures every 30 minutes. Because I thought like, what a weird contraption. Because like it takes pictures every 30 minutes, so that's like wasting film, right? So yeah, in any case, if you like what you see and you like what you hear, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on so you stay up to date on all my latest videos. As always, be safe, take care, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace!